Hello, Jonah.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Album Check. This week we're talking about Olivia Rodrigo's debut album, Sour. But before we get into that, we have news.
We we do.
We
What?
literally talked about this before we hit record. We've got social media stuff.
Oh yeah, that.
We're like Facebook official, although we actually don't have Facebook. But yeah, we have Instagram, we have a Twitter, we have an Anchor website. We're hopefully going to be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So if you look up Album Check Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, you'll find us. We'll have cool updates. You'll see what we're doing next.
Hell yeah,
Very exciting.
it's awesome.
You excited, Jonah?
Things getting going. It's getting moving.
Yeah. So we finally started putting stuff out. So hopefully this will be. Is this the third? This will be the fourth episode we put out.
Yes, it will. That's
that's
awesome. That's really exciting.
So yeah, go tell your friends. If you don't have any friends, tell your mum. Yeah. Album Check.
I thought you were gonna make a horrible joke there.
No.
I was just waiting for it.
No.
But no, it's okay. Yeah, just check out our stuff. Our terrible content. You know.
Yeah. But yes, let's get into Sour. Now, you were the one that suggested this. I was quite surprised.
Yes. So I've heard of her because she's Olivia Rodrigo, and if you haven't heard of her now, you've been living under a rock. And I'd heard like a couple of the singles. I think it was "Good for You" and "Driver's License," and I enjoyed them well enough. But I'd seen it got some like surprisingly like positive reviews. Like people were legitimately saying like, "Look, obviously it's not some like musical masterpiece, but they're like, there's some good stuff here." So
When you say surprisingly good reviews, why surprising?
well, like normally if I told you there was like a girl coming off the Disney Channel had made an album, I'd be like, okay, I don't care at all. But Fantano gave this a 7, and that's come from him. That's a pretty respectable score.
I'm just realizing that means this album is better than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is
yeah.
So you give that a 6?
Yeah, that meme will never die. Never, ever, ever. So yeah, no, I like to keep up with what's up and coming in the pop sphere.
What's bopping?
Yeah, what the kids are listening to, because I'm old now. So yeah, I just thought this would be an interesting thing to see where pop culture is headed.
Because like Good for You, you just cannot avoid anywhere.
No.
It is everywhere.
Yeah, every shop you go into is playing on the radio. Like it's just a constant now.
Yeah, it's also interesting because this isn't usually the kind of music I think you'd listen to.
Well, I like pop, but this is slightly more sort of angsty than I was anticipating, which is actually a quality I enjoy about it. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, well, let's start with Brutal.
Yeah, this is probably the best example of that. Because this is just like a 90s punk rock like anthem. It's so much fun.
But it starts with these like strings, so it kind of very gently eases you in, and then it kind of breaks it down immediately. You get interrupted by these like hard guitars and these like descending power chords. It's nice to hear some power chords in like popular music.
And she really like captures that sort of angsty rock band aesthetic really well with this.
Yeah, I like this first song got me like really excited because this isn't the kind of you don't hear a lot of guitars anymore in mainstream pop music or kind of mainstream radio music, and yeah, this song is just so much fun. It's kind of talking about how brutal it is to be 17, to be a teenager.
Like that's so edgy, and it feels like it's a concept that's been done a million times by everyone, but it's still endearing. Like everyone has those kind of feelings in their teenage years, so I don't think it will ever not be appealing, to be honest.
Yeah, it's something that everyone can relate to. And yeah, this was done so well because you got those kind of descending power chords, and then every kind of line finishes as soon as that final chord plays, and so just give like every line like a full
Impact.
stop, and just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
really kind of impact on every line, which is just so satisfying. She just sounds like she's having so much fun on this song.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's I think that the lyrics are really quite well written here. There's my favorite one wanted to point out was the "I can't even parallel park" line, because it's just like, when you're that age, it's just like, oh, I can't do anything, but everything's rubbish, and I just thought that was a really funny way to express that. It's super relatable.
I just think it's funny because I also cannot parallel park.
At least you
Like
passed your driver's test.
parallel parking is hard. There's a great meme, and it's like step-by-step guide on how to parallel park. Step 1, park somewhere else.
That's very
Yeah.
true. That's very true.
My favorite line is the "Where's my fucking teenage dream?"
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously, like the teenage experience, the high school experience, is something that is kind of completely idealized in kind of movies and TV and
And
fiction.
like High School Musical that she was on, I
Oh yeah,
believe.
that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I never thought of that.
So I don't know if she's sort of intentionally playing off that, but
That's a good point. But yeah, but obviously that's kind of fiction. It kind of sucks to be a teenager for many reasons, and I
I
just
didn't
love.
think it sucked, but I can appreciate some of the sentiments.
But yeah, I just think it's just such a funny line. Where's my fucking teenage dream? And yeah, it's genuine. It's fun. And
Yeah,
then
like
just the delivery of like the God, it's brutal out here.
yeah. Like, look, it's angsty, it's energetic, it's just so much fun. I love this song. It's great.
And yeah, it's short too. Kind of
This album is short. It's 35 minutes.
you gotta
I like that.
yeah, you gotta love an album that can just kind of get in, get out, lean.
Mm. Is it like I've got no problem with long albums, but it's just when
Dawned
it's
it.
like right, yeah. You're a fortnight ahead, Connor. You're a fortnight ahead. We'll get there. But she clearly knows that this isn't some kind of high art, and it's not like it needs to drag on for ages and ages. So yeah, no, it's really great in that regard.
Yeah, great opener. But then we get to track 2, Trader. Now I'm interested to see what you think of this one.
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like we sort of start the main narrative of the album, which, albeit it's not like a super sort of conceptual one, it's still engaging throughout the whole thing. I'm always interested to see where it go, or I was interested to see where it went.
a lot of this album is about seems to be about a breakup, about being heartbroken,
Mhm.
and
You think?
yeah, so like Trader seems to be about her ex boyfriend who didn't cheat on her, but
Yeah, it's kind of sus.
still betrayed her.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little melodramatic, this song,
I think
which
the whole album is. She
well,
was 17 when she recorded it.
there's good melodrama and bad melodrama, and I think this kind of just rides the line between being effective enough for what the song was trying to do without quite becoming cringy. You know what I mean?
I didn't really get any sense of cringe from it. Maybe that's just because I'm really cringy. But no, yeah, it works well for me. I think that sentiment of like her being so frustrated because this guy moves on really quickly.
Mhm.
Um, it's like, come on, did the past like however long they were together, did that like mean nothing and it's just kind of over? You
Mhm.
know, that must be immensely frustrating. So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't feel that feeling that you just described to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it feels very teenagery.
Mm.
It's not particularly insightful or elegantly written in terms of from a lyrical standpoint, but it does feel genuine, and I think that's
Yeah,
why it
works.
works.
Yeah, definitely. It also sounds pretty cool, I think.
Yeah,
Like I love the angelic vocal intro, and the drums on this are so cool. They're like washed in reverb,
Yeah,
and
it
it sounds super melancholic.
it has this like little like kind of staggered bit, and then there's like one really forceful hit, but
Mm,
it's kind of pushed way to the back.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, it works really well. But I don't know, there's some lines are a little clunky. Like you gave me your word, but that didn't matter. It's just a bit.
It's a sort of redundant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a little clunky.
Yeah, she's good at writing bridges, though.
I
Like,
yes, that is she's
wow.
there's a lot of great bridges on this album.
Yeah, there's the obvious one on the next track, but yeah, no, this one is really great as well. Just the simple as I'm not actually gonna sing it. um, yeah, it really like fills out the track and makes it feel big, huge.
Yeah, no, those backing vocals are just beautiful. She does that a
Hmm.
lot, but I'm all here for.
Hmm. Yeah, I do enjoy this one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it, but it works. It works. It's a good song.
Right, then we get. I think this is the main single.
Yeah, driver's license. So I think this is the one that really kind of like exploded at the start of this year.
Yeah, I remember my sister showing it to me. She was like, "You gotta hear this. You gotta hear this." And I was like, "It sounds like a Lord song." Okay. Um, I I like this one, but I think it's drastically overhyped. Personally, I
Mm.
don't know if you have a similar
I
sentiment.
mean, uh, just to keep on that track, did your sister kind of think this one was amazing? Did it strike a chord?
Yeah, she was like, oh, as I was listening to it, she could tell I was not enthused.
Hmm.
And then she was like, "No, just wait for the bridge, wait for the bridge." And I was like, "Yes, that's pretty cool, pretty cool bridge." But yeah, no, she enjoys Olivia Rodrigo, and especially this song a lot.
I mean, I guess that's a good point to bring up. We are not the kind of target demographic, I guess, for this album.
No, no, definitely not.
You know, this is definitely probably going to hit hardest with teenage girls, which
Mm,
we are not.
surprisingly, but yeah, no, I think for the audience that she's going for, she's definitely resonating. That's
Mm.
for sure.
Maybe because I didn't have it put in front of me with hype or expectation. I really quite like this one. I
Mm,
love how it starts because it has the kind of natural sound of the guitar, or sorry, not the guitar, the car driving, and you hear when you leave your seatbelt off and it like beeps at you,
mm.
and
Oh,
then
I didn't register that. Yeah, of course.
it like beeps, and then that the flows into the single
Yeah.
piano note
Mm.
at the same tempo, and that was just whenever I like noticed that, it like blew my mind.
Mhm.
I thought that was really really clever,
Yeah,
really
that
well
is
done.
smart. The you got this really sweet, simple piano. This is like the bass is really sparse in the beginning, but there's this sort of grumbling, warbly sound,
Mm.
which sort of swells up every now and again, which sounds really. And look, that bridge later on, that is great. That it
Oh,
sounds fantastic.
it has this like very kind of like, yeah, bassy lead in with like the dun dun, and then it
Mm,
really comes for it, and the I still fucking love you is delivered so well.
mm.
I love that they're swearing on this album,
Yeah, it's cool.
like because she is like a Disney star. She's on High School Musical. She was on some other Disney Channel show. Obviously, Disney has a very kind of child friendly appeal. No swearing, but
Mm,
obviously that's not how teenagers
actually, I
actually talk. So
yeah.
yeah, it's nice to hear. It just again just makes it feel more genuine and real, and
Definitely.
yeah, no,
Um,
I love that part of it.
the kind of driving, the imagery of driving on this song, I think is really cool. The fact she's just got her driver's license and it's like something they would talk about, and it's just like a simple. It what should be like a celebratory moment has become kind of quite heartbreaking for her, and I think
Yeah,
that's really really well written.
yeah, because the song is really about how she was kind of sort of taught to drive by this boy, and then excited to for her to get her driver's license, and that kind of rite of passage into kind of adulthood, and then not getting to share it with this person. Yeah, I
Mm,
think it's a really cool lens to talk about a relationship through.
Mm.
And I think this one works better for me than the previous one because it has a little more specificity to it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true.
There's like a clear kind of relatable image. Well, trailer does have images and things in it. It's a little more general with being betrayed rather than
Yeah, that's true.
you know what I mean. I think with kind of singer songwriter with songs, there's a tough balance between trying to be like so general that it appeals to everyone, but specific enough that it's still interesting. And I think it does work better when it's
Yeah,
talking about experiences that are specific to her, but on a general thing like a breakup.
emotion. Yeah,
Emotion.
like
That's the word.
the last track was very very much just rooted in the emotion of it,
Mm.
but she kind of, as you say, gets specific. Here, there's also I something I thought was quite cool. She's like talking about the other girl that this guy's with. She's like, she's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about. Um, although maybe this isn't like a pro for the music, I just think it's cool that young girls get to hear about this like massive pop star feeling those kind of things too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Like it makes me feel good to know that my sister's listening to this. So if she ever feels something like that, it's not just her, or she knows it's not just her. It's literally everyone.
Yeah, it's good for there to be like vulnerability in the music of a massive pop star.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Rather than just kind of
And it seems like genuine vulnerability, not like corporate kind of gloss. Like to me, Taylor Swift kind of gives off those vibes. It feels a bit manufactured,
You compare Olivia to Taylor Swift quite a bit. There's definitely influence here.
Yeah,
Definitely influence on the next track. One step forward, three steps back.
Yeah, I don't like this one.
No?
No, not at all. I just think it sounds really, really boring.
But did you know that the piano on this is interpolated from a Taylor Swift song?
I did know that. Yes, I also think it's really bland. I have bland piano written down. And just I don't know about you. The transition from verse to chorus in this song sounds so awkward to me.
Oh, does it? I
It sounds
didn't
like
find that at all.
they'd written a chorus for like a different song, and they were just like, "Oh, let's just put it in this one," and it just doesn't flow. I don't have a huge amount to say about this one. It's just the lyrics I don't care for. It never sonically evolves.
Do you like the chorus?
Yeah, it's all right. It's not unpleasant,
See, I think it's a really good chorus. I think it's a really catchy chorus. I kind of like this one quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the saying is usually one step forward, two steps back. Do you have any idea why she's increased it to 3?
To sound more profound than it actually is. I don't know.
Oh, that's harsh.
Like I can't see any other reason for it personally.
Okay, fair enough.
Apparently, it says it on Genius. One step forward, three steps back. A reference to Swift's favorite number, 13.
Oh, I hope that's just genius nerds being pretentious. Because I kind of hate that if that's true.
Yeah, that's awful. Why? What interpretation did you have for that?
I don't know. I had no idea. I was hoping you'd know. But yeah, the piano, it sounds kind of roomy. They've left some squeaks in and things, but which I kind of like. But they've also added all these like crickets and like nature sounds in the background.
I do like that. That's
no,
cool.
I hate that. I really
don't?
didn't. I find it really distracting. I don't think it adds anything. It sounds like it doesn't sound like they've recorded it by a window. It sounds like they recorded it in a studio and then they took kind of natural sound and put it on top of it to make it sound natural, but it just doesn't.
Fair enough.
I think it's supposed to kind of give you the image of girls sitting by in a room or by a window on the piano, but
I guess that's very much Taylor Swift's aesthetic, so they're probably trying to play into that.
But yeah, that part really bothered me. But yeah, again, great bridge. I love the line I'd leave you, but the roller coaster is all I've ever had. I think that's a really great line in an album that I don't think has the strongest lyrics, but I like that one.
I think for what this is, I enjoyed the lyricism. Not this song in specific, just this album for what it is. I enjoyed the lyricism quite a lot, personally.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's it works well for the type of album it is and the experience it's talking about.
Right. This next one though, I think this one is awesome.
Oh, this one's fantastic. This is one that I've had on loop a lot.
Yeah, this is. I just think this is like not just really good by the standards of this album. I think this is just really good.
It's fantastic. Like it's so Deja Vu starts with this. I don't know if it's a xylophone or if they use like a xylophone setting on a keyboard, but it
Look,
just sounds.
I have
Sorry?
I have magical chimes written down, so let's
Magical
go with that.
chimes. But yeah, it sounds like childlike and nostalgic, which is kind of a great.
Oh, Deja Vu, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do you get Billie Eilish vibes from this one?
I'm not sure I would on this one, but there's definitely like moments where you can't help but think of Billy. I guess just partly because it's kind of 18-year-old pop star. It's hard not to draw some kind of comparison.
Yeah, fair enough. To me, like the weird sort of robotic laughter at the beginning. It's like halfway through verse 1.
Oh, I can't remember.
But yeah, no, that sounds like very much like production on the Billy album to me. And speaking of production, like this sounds like the kind of thing I'd try to make but wouldn't know how. Like, you already know I feel a way about that synth that comes in. You already know I feel a way about those drums. Like they're so textured. It's awesome. It's so cool.
I just have. I don't have the words to describe it, but I have written in my notes that warbly at the end, that warbly bit at the end of the chorus is so fucking cool.
Yeah, we are very descriptive, as you can tell.
I love just the theme of the song about your kind of ex-partner using all the stuff that they did with you and their new woman. Like, obviously, kind of love and romance and heartbreak are one of the most kind of talked about things in music, and I just think this is a really interesting lens to put this through. I haven't heard something like this told in this way before. It just feels really new and creative and fresh.
Written down exactly what you've just said. It's super super cool in that regard.
Yeah,
and like the line like I made the jokes you tell to her, and it just says like about the guy saying I love you in between the chorus and the verse, and if you listen in the background, she whispers it. So yeah, it's the writing on this one is great in my opinion.
I really like the line. I hate to think I was just your type.
Hold on, I don't get that.
I
see.
There's a previous line when she says something like about him dating an actress and her saying I hate to think I was just your type, which is also kind of I guess I've never really thought about that before, but it's strange to think about that you just kind of fit a sort of general criteria that a person's looking for. Like I guess kind of we'll like to think that in some way we're sort of special or special to our significant other or whatever, but we could just be
replaced
by someone kind of slightly similar.
No, this song is really really awesome.
And again, like the bridge, I love the shouted parts of Bet You Even Tell Her. And it's the chorus is just so catchy.
I know.
So catchy.
Like she has a really freaky talent for writing good bridges. Because like you said, there is some like clunky writing on this album, but it's never on the bridge.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's really, really strange.
Yeah, no, this song is just fantastic. I think I'll be like having this song on a lot still for the rest of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we've talked about a lot of albums that won't get released online, but we've listened to a lot for this podcast, and good mark is the ones you go back to, and I feel like this song is one I will definitely go back to.
100%.
But now we get the biggest song of 2021.
Yeah,
good for you.
It's still great though, I think.
It's
ridiculously catchy.
It is. It's good. The song is so good because it is played everywhere. everywhere. But
not sick of it yet.
Not sick of it. This song. I'm so happy this song is popular. I should say for context, my kind of music, the music that I kind of fell in love with in my teenage years
When
growing
you were
up,
but a youngin.
when I was but a youth, was kind of pop punk, emo music. Like My Chemical Romance is my favorite band. I love Paramore, Fall Out Boy, all that kind of thing was my kind of gateway drug. And this is very much kind of picking from that era of music. So the
Yeah.
fact that this is like the biggest song in the world at the minute is really exciting to me, and just scratches that itch for me so well.
Yeah, it must be cool to walk into a shop and hear that kind of music playing over the radio,
Yeah,
because normally it's really like glossy kind of trap pop nowadays. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
I'm happy. I'm happy it's popular. But yes, you
Mm.
also love the song.
Oh yeah, that chorus is absolutely undeniable. Like it's ridiculously catchy. Like chugging bass riff.
Oh, there's so much tension. Like this, it starts with just the bass, and there's
Yeah,
just so much kind of tension that you're like, oh shit, here it goes. It's kind of it really slowly kind of builds it up.
exactly. Yeah, and the guitar tones on this one sound Nirvana-esque to me. There's just so much attitude to it. And
Mm.
the drum groove is like so upbeat. It's absolutely wonderful. And of course it's angsty as hell. And
Yeah,
that's fun.
I just love how sarcastic it is. I love the
Mm,
sense of humor to
yeah.
it. Like Good For You is just so like condescending and kind of like fuck you. I find that really satisfying. And
There's one line that exemplifies that for me. Is I guess that therapist I found for you, she really helped.
yeah,
It's like such a backhanded compliment. Or not a you
yeah,
know what I'm trying to say. Like it's just there's some bite to that for sure.
yeah. It's a
It's a
very
bit aggressive.
snide
Yeah,
comment.
yeah.
Yeah, I love the attitude of it. It's just so much fun. Now, there's a very clear kind of Paramore influence on it, but
Mm.
apparently Hayley Williams, who's the lead singer of Paramore, and someone else who's in the band, they now got they got a writing credit on this actually
Okay.
post release. So it's apparently
Right.
there's a song called "Misery Business" by Paramore, which is very popular. Which there's definitely a lot of similarity to this song too. I don't really think enough to justify getting a writing credit, but it seems that Paramore's getting like half of the streaming money from this song.
Ha! Wow, fair enough. I mean, yeah, I can't think of Misery Business. Like I've definitely heard it, but I can't hear it in my head,
Mm.
so I shouldn't comment on that.
Yeah, I don't think it's entirely justified, but you can definitely see the influence. I'm yeah, like I said, excited that this song is so popular.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
so catchy,
dope,
so catchy.
dope. Enough
But
for you.
then it just kind of this one's a shame.
Yeah, this one is a bit eh. It's sort of uh, unnoteworthy to me.
Yeah, so it's enough for you as a kind of finger style guitar song. It's not particularly interesting. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not offensively bad, but neither is it like there's nothing kind of distinct about it that makes me go like, "Ooh, I like that," you know?
Yeah, I just have like such little to say about it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the guitar on it, but nothing particularly interesting either. It just can't sustain the whole song, which is a shame because like so many of the songs on this album feel kind of perfect in how they managed to keep the song interesting by introducing just different elements on the front and the back and
Mm,
keeping it dynamic. Well, this one was just kind of a bit boring.
yeah. The bridge is still great though. Like even in this case, on one of the weaker tracks, it's really good. Like I love how it starts off sort of just very down in the dumps, but then becomes more optimistic in the second half of it.
Mm.
But yeah, on the whole, I don't have much to say about this song.
I mean,
Um,
that's just such a boring first line. Like, I wore makeup when we dated because I thought you'd like me more. And
yeah,
it's like, I get what you're going for here, but that's just the least interesting way you could have said it.
yeah, exactly. Short of just like directly saying she was insecure about that, she couldn't have stated it any more sort of matter of factly.
There's a few nice things. I like the stupid, obsessive, emotional little me
Yeah.
line. I think that's kind of fun.
Mm.
There's
There was a line like that on the last song too. She says like, "Maybe I'm too emotional."
mm,
I think that's the relatable sentiment.
and there's a line. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, just for you to say you're not the compliment type, there's this little drone that sort of like fades out on the compliment type. Fade out of that kind of bassy drone just sounds like the kind of light going out. You're going, oh, okay. Trying to give a compliment and then it being knocked down. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, this is one that I skipped a lot. Yeah, it's made worse by the fact there's such great songs in this.
For sure.
But Happier, this is track 8. She was 15 when she wrote this.
Really? No way. That's crazy.
You can find a video on YouTube of her at like 15 with a guitar doing it.
That's awesome.
Like, goddamn, this is so impressive.
Yeah. Like I like this one a lot. There's quite a specific reason, which I might be reading too far into. I probably am, but you sort of have this meandering piano in the background. Time signature is 3/4, so it's like 1 2 3 1 2 3, and that sort of like gives it a waltz vibe. And the whole thing just feels like a school dance to me, and it feels like she's like looking over at the guy and his new girl at the school dance, and I can't get that image out of my head.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, I enjoyed that aspect of it immensely.
Are you aware of the whole Sour Prom thing?
Yes. Yeah, sorry, yeah. That's also what made me think that. Didn't she like do the whole album live or something, and the set was like a prom, a high school prom or something like that?
So I think she never got her prom. I think I don't know if it was COVID related or not. But yeah, she never got a prom, so she performed the album live, and it was in a her own kind of prom in the style of the album. So that's cool. That's cool. I didn't think about it like that, but that's interesting.
I don't think there's any like particularly standout lyrics on this one. But
I don't have anything written down.
Oh well, no. There's find someone great, but don't find someone better. And it seems like she's sort of happy for them, but a bit sort of miffed about it too.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the theme of this song. It's kind of wanting the best for someone because you still kind of care for them, but also wanting, her wanting to remain a significant part in their life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's something to look back on fondly, or as the happiest moment. That's kind of
I like how she's not quite throwing insult, but she's like skeptical about their relationship. But then she sort of concedes at the end, and she's like, she looks beautiful, she looks kind, she probably gives you butterflies.
That's really well delivered that as well.
Yeah. I think that's a cool sentiment to express. So yeah, I do like this one quite a bit. It just sounds extraordinarily pleasant to me, even if it might not be like lyrical genius or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot to like. There's a kind of electric guitar walk down that is just really satisfying and does a really good job of keeping it interesting and dynamic. And there's kind of strings at the end which really kind of drive home the heartfelt emotion and makes it cinematic. I really love that part of it too, and I love the ooze. Before the outro, I'm a big fan of ooze in music.
Album check likes ooze.
Like I can't sing, it's there's no elegant way for me to talk about it. But yeah, this is a really good song, and yeah, I'll revisit this one too.
For sure. Jealousy. How are you feeling about this one?
Oh, I love this one so much too.
Yeah, I don't have a massive amount written down about it, but I like this one a lot.
I mean, I like the bass at the start is just so groovy, and you can like hear it sliding up and down. I love that that's kind of left in. Yeah,
it sounds sort of like chugging to me. I just love how big it gets later on. Like, ooh, and the sort of like detuned piano. It's got so much texture to it.
Oh, whenever that piano comes in near the end, it just like completely like caught me off guard because it sounds a little kind of frantic and like losing your mind a little bit. It sounds a little bit Nine Inch Nails, little bit like 9 Inch Nails. That was
9 Inch Nails. That's very funny.
Oh dear, I can cut this.
I'm not letting you cut that. And just topically, I think this is very strong. Like that sentiment of insecurity that we spoke about on the previous songs. She goes all in on this one.
Yeah.
And she really kind of lets it be known what she doesn't like about herself.
Yeah, no, it's great. Again, talking about insecurity, about being jealous. I love the line where it talks about my jealousy started following me, and I guess you could kind of take the started following me to mean on Instagram, on Twitter. So there's a literal person that you're jealous of that is now watching you as well.
I did pick up on that. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, I because you can look at someone and be jealous of what they have, but also be aware that they're watching whatever space you have on the internet, and that can kind of could reinforce it. I think that's really good, and it doesn't draw attention to itself, that line, unless you kind of think about it. Yeah, I love on the comparison. So the drums hit on the Coco, which really kind of emphasize it.
Yeah,
that's really fun, and I love how that she kind of drags out the adds a few extra syllables on that just to drag out the line. I find that really fun.
To me, this just seems like good kind of role model material for young girls. This is I like the sentiment expressed here a lot.
And again, just so much fun on the delivery, like the oh god, I can't stand it. She sounds so fed up, which is this is great. I love the shouting lyrics on the bridge. Again, just such a good bridge.
Plays like how that's so weird talent. Normally it's like choruses. People can write really good choruses, but for her it's bridges for some reason.
Yeah, there's a few bits I'm not hugely keen on. There's beauty is not my lack is a pretty clunky line.
Yeah, it just comes off a little awkward.
Yeah.
I think the delivery of it is a bit strange too.
I mean, it kind of works better when she says their win is not my loss. That one works a little better, and I feel like they tried to force in a kind of similar line, but the beauty is not my lack just feels really awkward.
Yeah,
but
not it.
Looking past that, I love this song. This one was one I replayed a lot.
For sure. Now, if we were talking about melodrama earlier, this one is. Now, I do like this song.
I do. Look, this is good because I have literally nothing to say about this song.
Okay.
I really need to carry this because I have no idea what this is about.
Look,
I don't get it at all.
Okay, so, well, first of all, the production, that guitar reminds me very much of Sufjan Stevens, the finger plucking style. I love the big kind of slow, sluggish bass that comes in later on. Just the vocal melodies on this are great. I think in this she's likening how this fella treated her to a crime, which hence the melodrama.
Right.
That I was speaking about earlier. She hopes that it was kind of worth his time.
Oh, I'm so stupid. I don't know. I was like, what did they commit crimes together?
Rat snitches.
I just did not get it at all. Right, what he did to her was criminal. It's so obvious when you say it. Oh.
Don't worry, because the next song I have questions. But yeah, that at least that's how I interpreted it. I don't have a huge amount to say about the lyrics.
I'm so stupid. Like that. And now every time a siren sounds, I wonder if
like
threw me off. I guess
the police sirens.
Oh, I feel like such an idiot.
We just lost all credibility, bro.
we didn't have any credibility, but Connor, we definitely won't have any now.
Connor, I'm taking over Almond Drink. It's now a solo podcast.
We're doing Donna next time, so it'll just be like 3 hours of you rambling.
Oh my god. No, I couldn't tackle that on my own. But yeah, I like how she keeps lyrically linking everything back to crime terminology. Like, you use me as an alibi, I cross my heart as you cross the line.
Oh my god, that's so clever.
The lines they set up around a murder victim or whatever. So yeah, it's cool.
I didn't pick up on any of that. God, I'm so glad you're here. This was a hard carry from Jonah
That
in
is
terms of having something to say.
hilarious.
Literally, okay, so obviously we make notes for every song, and what I have 2 bullet points, and I have the first one says, another fingerstyle guitar and singing thing that suffers from the same problems as the previous Enough For You by not having enough to sustain it for the full song. And then my second bullet point is, I just don't get this song.
Bro, you got confused by a 17-year-old girl pop singer. No, I'm only playing.
Look,
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I do far more stupid things in my everyday.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Right. Yeah, I'm not that fussed on that song. I don't enjoy listening to it.
You don't?
I don't think the fingerstyle guitar has enough to hold it. I love the kind of harmony parts that it does. I love it when vocals are layered. But
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's really it.
I have no idea how this next one fits onto the album at all.
Yeah, see, this is a strange one because so much of the album is about breakup, about pining over this lost love, and Hope You're Okay. Well, the title might imply that it would be about that. It's not at all.
It's just about a couple people that she knew at school.
Or from somewhere, and...
Now, it is a gorgeous song, in my humble opinion.
I really love how it sounds, but the actual kind of story and it's telling doesn't really do anything for me.
It's not that it doesn't do anything for me, I just don't see how it fits onto the album at all. It feels like it's come from a completely different album.
Yeah.
You know? It just does not thematically link in.
I love that that effect that's on the guitar at the start. I have no idea what it is, and it's driving me up the wall. But it sounds really nostalgic, which is really effective because obviously it's a song talking about the past.
It sounds. Sorry, go on.
No, I don't know. There's something this reminds me of, and I can't think of what it is. Can you save me? Did it remind you of something?
No.
No, well, I guess I'm forever stuck. There's something like but it's just out of reach in my brain. I don't know what it is.
I don't have anything like that. I do have I love the guitar effects written down. It sounds like it's sort of in the next room over, the guitar.
Yeah.
And it sounds really washed out, and these like magical sort of otherworldly synths.
Just kind of out of reach.
Yeah, just out of reach. That's perfect wording for it. Again, I have to bring up the bridge in this one because these like orchestral drums come in and these just ethereal vocals. I love moments like that, like goosebump moments. They're like my favorite things in music, and that definitely gives me goosebumps. And I get chills on that piano outro.
I love just earlier from that when the electric guitar comes in at I Hope You're Okay, and it just makes the song feel so kind of optimistic and. But still kind of melancholy. It's a really bittersweet song, so it is. It does a great job at communicating that bittersweet feeling.
It feels to be like a moment of great sincerity. And I'm always down for that, you know.
Do you think on the bridge she sounds so much like Taylor Swift?
Yes. No, I didn't think that before, but now you say that clicks immediately. Yes, she does.
I mean, there's a lot of like comparisons between her and Taylor Swift, but I feel like on like the bridge of this song specifically, it could just fit so snugly on a
100%. Yeah, I seen you've been listening to a little bit of Taylor Swift on your Apple Music. You can't hide that from me, boy.
Yeah, because I kept like comparing it to this. And she's got some bops, Jonah.
Shake It Off is the only one that works for me personally.
Did you not listen to the two new ones?
I've started both of them and I couldn't finish neither of them.
There's some good. I mean, I'm not like huge on them, but there's some good songs. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Yeah, I like this song. It's sonically, it's like I think it's a really fitting end. It sounds quite climactic and tying things up.
That's true. Even if narratively it doesn't wrap up like I might enjoy. Sonically, this feels like a closer for sure.
And it's kind of nice. You can kind of hear her and a producer at the end talking. It sounds like through like a room, and I think like the last thing you hear is like Everything's wrong with the record. Start over again.
Every time I hear stuff like that, I know this is a really weird thing to throw in at the end, but I think of when Logic does it, and it just makes me laugh because it sounds so inorganic when
When he
Logic does it. And it's like, this is scripted. Like, what? Why did you put this on here? But sorry, that's neither here nor there.
It works. It works well. Logic does. It's a bit cringy when he does it, but it works. It works well here, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think this is a cool, if possibly misplaced closer. I know that doesn't really make sense, but I think it communicates it well enough.
So yeah, closing thoughts on the album, do you know?
I was really quite pleasantly surprised by this. I expect I'll probably keep listening to it for a little bit. You know, this is no high art, but for a pop album made for 15-year-old girls, I think this is really quite cool.
Yeah, I think this is really. I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to. I really like Good For You. Obviously, I heard it on the radio. Wasn't expecting to enjoy the rest of the album as much as I did. I do think there are some duds. I do think kind of Favorite Crime and Enough For You don't really do it for me. Which is a shame because it is already such a kind of short album. But yeah,
that's true.
But I do like how it's lean. It doesn't overstay its welcome. She's clearly very talented.
Whether or not I'm optimistic she will go on to do like great things, I don't know about that. I might check out her next project. Who knows? You know, we'll see.
Were you aware at all of any of the internet gossip or drama about the specific boy? This is
no.
Actually, this is quite funny because my I've had it all explained to me by my girlfriend's sister, and she's 15, so she's the prime target, and she's like, so there's this guy that she went out with, and then they broke up, and then he went out with her, and then Olivia wrote a song, and then he wrote a song, and then the girl, she wrote a song. They all have songs.
Oh wow!
Apparently,
were they like diss tracks though?
I don't. Well, it's probably, I don't think it's like. I think it's more like you kind of emo song, emotional snide comments. I don't know. I haven't listened to them.
I really want to hear like pop diss tracks now. That sounds so funny. where they just never really say anything quite that mean, you know. But no, that's a very funny story.
Yeah, I had it all explained to me, but it was
the lore, the album lore, Connor.
Literally, like apparently, like it's all on TikTok and it's a big thing about this guy. I can't remember what it is.
Was he another Disney guy?
Yeah, I think he was on High School Musical or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know all the
ins and outs.
But I thought it was slightly amusing. Oh, before we close, I also just want to say I really like the title of the album. I think "Sour" is a great title.
Think about that
because it's kind of like something that's sour. It's kind of slightly negative, and abrasive's the wrong word, but
harsh, not harsh.
Yeah, a little harsh. You know.
Okay.
It's not a. You wouldn't use sour in a positive way, I guess. If like describing your kind of rapping an album about your teenage years as being kind of sour, I think that's kind of.
I think the album cover fits the album too, like the color scheme of it, and just the stickers on her face. They look pretty cool.
Yeah,
cool album. Cool album. Cool. I'm glad we gave this a go.
Yeah, I'm really glad you suggested this one because I'd listened to it once before, but I just kind of had it on and hadn't really properly sat down and listened to it, so I never went back to it. But I'm glad you suggested it, so I did, because there's a lot to like here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And all right. Next time we're gonna be doing Donda Boys. That's gonna be an exciting episode.
Yes, we're doing the new Kanye West album, Donda. It is a long album. We've refrained from talking about it with each other. I'm desperate to talk to you about it because it's been out for like a week and a half now, and
it feels like a significant moment for this podcast. I think this is going to be a turning point.
Yeah, the next one's going to be long.
Oh yeah, maybe 2 parts. We don't know yet.
Maybe 2 parts. Yeah, we'll see.
We're rambling. We should wrap this up.
Right, yes. Join us next time for Donda. Please check out our social media stuff. Album Check Podcast Instagram. I think it's just Album Check on Twitter.
It's Album Check Pod, is it not?
Album Check Pod on Twitter. I don't even know. Goddamn character limits. Yeah, tell your friends
somewhere.
Tell your friends. Yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye.
Oh shit! I knocked on my water again.
We are keeping that in.
No!
Oh
no! It's everywhere.
It's staying in the edit. Staying in the edit.